Welcome and hello and welcome and hello, guys. Hello and welcome. Of course, it is un poco mas, and it's your old buddy, your chubby buddy, little Danny Cornbread DiCarlo. And you might ask yourself, well, why do they call you cornbread? I'll tell you, because I'm moist, I'm doughy, and I crumble under pressure. Of course, they call me the tugboat because I'm short in stature, pull more than my own weight, and I'm rarely far from my home port. They call me Stubby Cohiba due to an unfortunate manscaping accident I had with a Vitamix blender just outside Miami, Florida in the 1970s. And you should be careful if you're going to trim your pubes with a blender, or you too could end up with the nickname Stubby Cohiba. Of course, they call me DJ Patchy Drizzle because of my DJ prowess. They call me MC Al Dente, and they call me occasionally by my Christian name, Tabasco Rojas. Want to make sure I wasn't on mute. Um. Anyway, guys, welcome and hello and welcome. It's un poco mas. That's that little bit more, and yes, that's also the size of your tiny wang. Um. Let's see. What's going on? I'm a little bit brain dead. I'm just very tired. I've had so much crap going on in my life, but I'm not trying to cry about that to you. I'm not trying to Karen. SMCI, guys, just absolutely destroyed expectations. I mean, you remember they were guiding for like 6 billion to 7 billion last quarter, and they hit 5. They gave, they warned about it, and they said, look, some of these major projects, the revenue recognition has been deferred because of change orders and things like that, just a little bit of delays. And a lot of people thought they were full of shit and they were just trying to buy time to dump shares and stuff like that. But it turned out they actually weren't full of shit. And this ER was an absolute monster. I know it's been painful, the ride down from the 60s down here to the 20s for some of you guys who waited, but I'm telling you, this is a triple digit stock. These guys are setting up an absolute monster to build data centers for a long time to come. They have this huge factory come online in Malaysia. They're setting up factories all over the world. They're working in Europe. They have the best cost, the best time to deployment, the easiest to service racks. They have innovative solutions with retail on the consumer side. They have like a personal AI PC. I think they're rolling out with NVIDIA. Um, and this just validates everything that management has been saying, that demand is overwhelming, that these expenditures were, and they also have a strong cash position, $4 billion in cash. They have like 12 billion in receivables or something, 10 billion in inventory. Pardon me, guys. I just did a rambling, rousing hour on sofa. I kind of lost my voice. Um, but anyway, I just wanted to kind of go over the ER, how epic this beat was, how bad the margins were. Here's the way I describe this ER. Basically, the margins, and I know the earnings call is still going on, but I always listen to those later. I hate listening to those live because they just sort of take forever and the questions take forever, and it's really easier just to kind of read it. Um, but anyway, so here's the highlights. Like, people were kind of thinking, okay, maybe they could get 11 billion. It should be over 10. And it turns out sales were almost 13 billion at 12.7 versus 5 billion last quarter and 5.7 billion in Q2 2025. So whichever way you slice it, that's more than double. Gross margin did come down to 6.3 versus 9.3. But the way I look at it is, if you can have a gross margin of 6.3% and still bring in 69 cents a share, you have extreme fiscal financial discipline, cost controls. And I never thought I'd say this in my life, but I don't know if they should fire the Wigger. I mean, the Wigger has lorded over some of the most impressive top line growth I've ever seen in my life at this company. And I know all this demand with AI data centers was just, kind of a blessing for him. He didn't create this, but I mean, the guy has to be doing some things right. to keep these numbers coming in with those margins. There really has to be some strong fiscal discipline within this company. So that's encouraging as a shareholder, honestly, because I think this is the low point for the margins. I think these are going to normalize at a level where companies can actually make some money. I know there's a lot of pressure on these mega projects, but with the mega projects, your costs are going to come down too. And that's evidenced, because you're doing a lot more in one location. There's just a lot less expenses. And the bigger the project you're doing, the more each person at that site can do. So it's just kind of how things scale. You make more and more money as things scale because, your costs don't go up as fast as the revenues, basically. It's freezing in here. Sorry, guys. Anyway, so you have gross margin 6 point, net income 401 million versus 168 million in Q1 and 321 last year. So they're making money. They're actually cash flow positive. Diluted net income of 60 cents. So the non-GAAP margin of 6.4 and the non-GAAP diluted income of 69 cents when you exclude one-time items and nonsense. So cash flow used in operations 24 million, capex of 46 million. With our leading AI server and storage technology foundation, strong consumer engagement, and expanding global manufacturing footprint, we are scaling rapidly to support large AI and enterprise deployments while continuing to strengthen our operational and financial execution, said Uncle Chucky, founder, president, and CEO, and former Oakland Raiders coach, Las Vegas Raiders coach. Oh, the man's prolific. Guys, let's see if we can hire Deuce Gruden as our new CFO. Guy's strong as shit. I think they bring in Deuce. He could intimidate the salespeople into being honest. Our data center building blocks solution enables customers to scale faster, greener, and at lower cost. Supermicro is well positioned to capture the next wave of AI and IT infrastructure demand. Cash and cash equivalents 4.1 billion. Total bank debt and convertible notes were 4.9 billion. The company expects net sales of at least 12.3 billion versus the third quarter. Net income diluted 52 cents, and then net income per diluted share of 60 cents. The company's projections and blah, blah, blah assume tax rates of 19-20%. Yada, yada, yada. Okay, just do the math with me, guys. So they had 5 and they just turned in 12.7. So that's 17.7. And they're sandbagging at 12.5 or whatever for next. So that's already going to be 25, 26. I mean, 35, 36. What am I talking about? What's 12.5 and 12.5? Yeah, it's 25. So you put in the other 5, that's 30. So in Q4, for them to not reach 40 billion in sales, they'd have to probably sell less than 10 billion. And why is that going to happen? It's not. I mean, the demand is only accelerating. They've got deep partnerships with NVIDIA, all the other chip makers. They've got new product lines coming on. I'm really excited about these converting these retail locations into sort of, AI enabled smart locations. I think that's a huge opportunity. Look at those stupid escape room places. They could have made those better with AI. This is a monster, guys. It's a monster any way you look. Earnings snapshot. I mean, you see it here. Revenue 12.7, consensus 10.3. It's a massive beat. It's like 40% beat. Non-GAAP EPS 69 versus 49, 20-cent beat. It's just gigantic. Guidance for this quarter 12.3 versus 10.2, similar beat. And I think they're sandbagging that. EPS, same thing. Guidance 36. I didn't even think consensus was 33, not 36. So they always kind of fudge these numbers up. But they're guiding for 40. Management guided for 40. I don't see any way you can see this other than a massive home run. And if you look at the chart, this has been this Fugazi line. This has been going on for years. Since 2023, through the pump and dumps, through the accidental decline that let a lot of us make some money. Sorry, guys, I'm just not feeling that well. Been a little bit under the weather. Yeah, they're trying to step on this after hours. And I always say, on these project stocks where market makers introduce false volatility and control the price quite actively, you'll see where if they know there's going to be a huge beat, they'll really do everything possible to suppress the stock beforehand. Because think about it this way, if the stock should have been 40 and you have a huge beat and you think it's going to go up 10% either way, so it's going to go to 44. But if you suppress it at 30 and you get a 10% beat, it's only 33. It should have been 40 in the first place. So even with that big 10% move, that big, flap and schlang, hang and dang, if you know what I'm saying. And I know you do. Am I on mute? Nobody here. Hello and welcome, Carl C. Mark. What's going on, Jay Scofi? What's Poco? We've got the great Michael Anthony, BRA, Sabra Healthcare REIT. Today announced a release date. What are you spamming me, Michael Anthony? Common dividend to my... Okay, might be good. I don't know. I'll look. They also have best president. He said so himself. Give that man a FIFA Peace Prize. Sub and like great Naughty Lurker. Great Naughty Lurkers here. Poco. Let's Poco, guys. Now, I'm not going to do a long one here because seriously, I'm just about talked out. But if you look at this chart and you can't see where this is going after this ER, and you think AI demand is going away, and you think this was all a fraud and this company is not real, you're just missing the boat. There are very, very few mispriced opportunities, pure AI plays. This is pure AI demand. This is massive growth. This is absurdly cheap. This is trading for less than last year's sales with, this type of top line growth while being profitable. I mean, whether you look at last quarter or quarter a year ago, the growth is way over 100%. The growth is reaccelerating. This is mispriced. This is completely mispriced. This could easily be $100 stock going forward. I mean, a couple more quarters like this, stabilize the margins. You have to get multiples that make sense. This is not a company going out of business, raising money through desperation. They're raising money because they're growing like wildfire, like a weed. Growing like a kid who needs new shoes every couple of months. Hey, Ma, more meatloaf. No, I mean, realistically, the stock should move back up at least to like $50. I know that's not going to happen right away because the shorts have their claws in it, but I mean, this is a silly, silly beat. Like I said, this is a $50 billion run rate. Plus, this is like $50.8 billion run rate this quarter. And I know they had some big projects hit. Maybe every quarter is not going to be this big, and there will be some ups and downs, but they're guiding for the same. I mean, last time they guided for 10 to 11 or something, and they hit 12.7. So now they're guiding for 12.3. So they have to think they're going to hit at least 13. SMCI has learned their lesson with once bitten, twice shy. Oh, here I go again on my own. You know what I mean? And got Tony Katane on my hood. Guys like White Snake, fan of off-road vehicles. Strikes and gutters, Travis Murphy. That's life, isn't it? Ups and downs, peaks and valleys, turds and flowers. Tacos and broccoli. Anyway, so yeah, it's ups and downs, guys. But I mean, for me, my major picks that I center on, which Microsoft's been down, but I actually thought they had a pretty good quarter. I think Microsoft will recover quickly. I mean, when you're limited by demand, I mean, you're limited by your supply and you have excess demand. Everybody's worried about their OpenAI concentration. I think OpenAI is going to be a big monster. Microsoft's going to make it happen. I think Microsoft's going to be a massive, massive winner in AI, and people just have this completely wrong. Little tiny downtick in the rate of Azure acceleration. Still a rapidly growing business. Grow at 38 instead of 39 or something. Come on. I mean, come on. Oh, you guys like to laugh? I love to laugh. Jimmy from Class. Data centers are going into orbit. No liquid cooling in space. Possibly. I don't know. I don't think that's going to be right away, Travis. I mean, yeah, I saw the article about the Chinese with the flying aircraft carrier. It's going to be raining down robotic fighter jets from inner space. Not a looker's a beautiful bulb, man. How dare you, Katie? How dare you? She didn't. She actually said the opposite. She said, "Don't do it." Got a chance. Stock. Yeah, I don't think he did. I think he just got like black sweater, gold chain. Perhaps dyed his hair. I don't know. I love this Stoggo. We're here, huge Stoggoat fans here doing Poco Moss. This is back up 8% after hours, guys. Honestly, I think this should be up like a good 20% plus tomorrow. We'll have to see. I mean, if the short starts to squeeze, it could. I mean, I know it won't go up, 50% tomorrow, but this stock should work its way back up to 50, 60. The ER was that good, guys. Anyway, I got to run, guys. I really got to pee. I'm dying. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. This was a home run ER, and they can't spin that away. Peace.